having a great start to the week and enjoyed the solar eclipse yesterday. Wanted to take a few minutes and just kind of walk through something I've been personally growing in when it comes to the topic of priorities. Now, I know that may sound a little bit off. It's just allergies are killing me. I don't know if you deal with allergies too, but we've got a lot of trees around our townhome here. A lot of pollen means I sound a lot of bad, but nevertheless, wanted to talk with you guys real quick about um, priorities and people's struggle with priorities. I know it's something I'm constantly trying to get better at, but hopefully, just the simple reminder this morning will help you guys better attack your days, better prioritize your days. See, priorities oftentimes are just a lack of organization, and you're probably looking at me like, well, duh, that makes sense. But often a lack of organization comes with a lack of clarity of outcome, right? When we have a goal in mind, it's easy for us to know what we're trying to do. But when our days just consist of getting 1 through 10 tasks done, there's not much of an outcome there. It's just, I want to get these things done. Well, why? See, if we had a deeper understanding of why, if we had an outcome at the end of the day of what we wanted to accomplish, it would be easy for us to figure out which ones are the most important to do. See, there's a difference between important and urgent. Important really focuses on the long term of, hey, ultimately this is what I have to get done. Sometimes there are urgent situations that come up where something has to get done quick, but it may not have anything to do with what the important goal is you have long term. But it's learning about what is something that is urgent, like it has to get done now, and what's something that is important that just has to get done over time. Now, there's obviously some biblical precedent to this, right? So Genesis 1 through 2 is where God is he's speaking the world into existence. He's forming the planets. He's creating the mountains, the land, and the waters. He's creating all the animals. He's really creating. He's creating creation. And here's the unique part. I never thought about this, at least not in depth. So chapter 1 is about God creating everything essentially, but humankind. Chapter 2 is about God creating humankind. And what I realized is that one, God divided creation up into multiple days. He could have spoken everything into existence at once. He is God. He could have willed it into existence. But here's the difference. He showed structure. He showed order in terms of how he developed creation to model a behavior of organization, of prioritization. So you think about it this way: the way that God organized creation is ideal for a human person. See, because in the end, before he rested, he created man. But would he not have had created a livestock before man? Man would have had to find something to eat. Would he not have created vegetation and fruits and food sources? Man would not have had a chance to eat. Had he not created water or liquid or streams, man would have had nothing to drink. So the way that God literally designed creation was keeping in mind that we are coming at the end, and he is setting us up for success. His end goal was to create an atmosphere and an environment where a human in his understanding, in his image, could prosper. Now, how does that relate to us? Well, pretty simple. Most of us would have been the other God per se that would have just created, but then not had the human outcome in mind to say, oh, I'm doing all of this for them. You're just doing without a true outcome in mind, just trying to get these things done. And most likely, Adam and Eve, they would have died. because they didn't have the sustenance they needed to survive. But God modeled order and priority by creating the planets, creating an atmosphere, creating all these different um, nuances to creation to then be able to have humans come and thrive effectively. Now, there's the whole other aspect of us disobeying God, us sinning, and us being cast out. But, excuse me, in layman's terms, God created the creation for man and for a he and man to enjoy together. Now, how does that relate back to you? Well, it relates back to the simple concept. What's up next? It's good to see you. Um, it's what's the way that this relates back is if you want an easy way to prioritize, have a clear outcome for the day in mind. Why are you trying to accomplish these things? What's the ultimate outcome for today? And accomplishing these things will help me get there. If you don't have an outcome in mind, you're going to ultimately create 20, 10, 20, 30 things in your head you want to get done. And I was recently speaking with one of our podcasts, a co-host Kaylee. She's a phenomenal individual, strong believer, has one of the most full packed schedules for a 17-year-old that I've ever experienced in terms of being involved in Miss Universe, being involved in Miss Miss Teen America or Miss Teen USA, writing your own book, doing speaking at schools. Like she has so much going on. And the last conversation that we had was revolved around her thinking about everything she has to do without just accomplishing today's goals, right? And so the conversation we had was around what are each day's goals? And then let's backtrack from the goals. These would help accomplish that. So over the course of a week, I want to get 30 things done. Let's divide it up by 5 or 6 things a day so we can work toward that weekly goal. And ultimately, it's the same for you guys watching. It's the long term outcome of the day or of the week of the month is blank. Doing these each day gets me to my weekly goal. Getting these each week done gets me to my monthly goal. I love the goal you have there, Nexus, of wanting to walk 2 miles for the first day in my life. That's awesome. Then go for it. Like the only thing stopping you is you getting up and starting to walk, or I mean, honestly, weather. I mean, as long as weather is okay and as long as you are physically able to, like, go for it. I love that. And please, like, come back and comment if you did, and like what pushed you or how you used this morning to help accomplish that goal. But to kind of close out the morning with you guys, um, apply that to mindset to today, right? So, what's the outcome for today you want to do? And what things or what tasks are going to help you accomplish that outcome? Do it for today, do it for the week, do it for the month, do it for the year. Each year is repetition. You can even go as far out and say as for a decade. Like, what am I doing? Now, that's a little bit more difficult to prioritize because it's 10 years is a good while. So, not a necessity. I plan that out in some ways, but it's not something where you have to have a plan for it. So, anywho, I hope that this was helpful for you guys this morning, diving into a Tuesday and diving into this week. Feel free to leave a comment or share this with a friend. I'm not going to go through the whole subscribe, share, like, blah, 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 blah. I trust if you guys found value in today that you will. And I look forward to continuing to grow with you guys as we begin to learn how to prioritize and ultimately become more successful each day, day in and day out. But I appreciate you guys. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. If you are in the Raleigh, Wendell, North Carolina area, or within a mile drive, end of the month, we are having our spring festival with Arise Coffee Cottage, vendors coming out. We have some music coming out. We'll be sharing a word on faith as a podcast. So make sure to come hang out with us. It's going to be a great time. We'd love to see you there, get some pictures with you guys, just to get to know our community a little bit better. But besides that, have a great day, all. I'll catch up with you guys soon. Nexus, I appreciate your engagement this morning. I understand that that you got sciatica and weather ain't great. But look, man, end of the day, not to downplay any of that. My wife and I both deal with sciatica sometimes. You've got this, man. Find a way to do it effectively and productively. And I know as you keep doing that, it'll also become a mental hurdle you'll more easily overcome over time. But I appreciate you, Nexus. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Have a great day, guys.